like we did against.
Sprite, obey your thirst. Sprite. My Mobile Speed Pass. It's free and it's only at mobile. Call 1-877-MY-MOBILE to enroll. And by McDonald's. Did somebody say McDonald's? All right, let's get to tonight's game plan. As always, brought to you by Ford.
When the Pistons are forced to play in the half court, Fred, y'all want to make sound decisions. Keep the ball movement. Help each other to get the open shots that they enjoyed against Miami. Secondly, no easy looks. Not only for Reggie Miller, but you want to cut down Jalen Rose's looks at the baskets too. And then, of course, you've got to be physical inside on Dale Davis. When the Pistons played the Pacers on Thanksgiving Day, number 32 was big down low, getting 10 of 14 shots to go, getting low position, and of course, he's very tough off the glass. He can be a load inside, especially if you don't get down and beat him to the low block. You almost have to play him like you played Alonzo Mourning.
Well, that night in Indy, Grant Hill and company battered the Pacers at the free throw line. Can they draw the whistles tonight? We'll see. Back with the starting lineups after this. Of a ball club that has had some struggles in recent games on the road. 7 of 9 in the L column for Indy away from Naptown. Jalen Rose up front with Rick Spitz and Dale Davis. Spitz has missed the last 3 games because of back problems. Reggie Miller, Mark Jackson, the veteran backcourt duo. And Larry Bird, presumably in the 3rd and final year of head coaching. He wants to retire, but he's not sure what he wants to do. Will consider possibly staying with the Pacers in some sort of front office capacity. And rumors have been abound in Boston that he might wind up going back there to the front office. Who knows? I don't think Larry does. Or the Pistons looking to build momentum off the win over Miami. Grant Hill, Terry Mills, and Christian Laettner. T. Mills with 6 triples against the Heat. And on the back line, Jerry Stackhouse and Lindsey Hunter. And again, they will be juxtaposed in terms of defense. It'll be Stackhouse on Jackson. And Alvin Gentry again going with Lindsey Hunter on Reggie Miller. In fact, really after Allen employed that defensive alignment, a lot of teams started playing Reggie with their point guard. Well, here's who's hot. Brought to you by Mr. Allen's. This quartet, Hill, Mills, Stackhouse, Hunter. Look at it, 86 of 95 points, including a gaudy 51% number outside the line. And then on the bench, well, they just did the dirty work in that ball game.
Fred, one advantage of putting Lindsey Hunter on Reggie Miller, you get Jerry Stackhouse on Mark Jackson. And Mark Jackson cannot back Jerry Stackhouse down, can't post him up.
And conversely, Miller is not really a post-up threat. Guy that comes off screens. Down low Smits. He's so dangerous against Detroit.
Rick Smits gets it going early and can keep it going. The Pistons will have to double down and help Terry Mills.
You see Miller defending Stackhouse, the traditional 2-guard matchup. Hunter over Jackson. Got it! It's a long 2, so we're tied. And Lindsey continues to bury the shots. Davis nudged outside by Laettner. Turns baseline and scores.
Now you may have noticed a minute ago Lindsey Hunter guarding Mark Jackson. Well, Jackson was guarding Lindsey Hunter. On defense, there's your matchup. Well, getting back down the floor, good communication. They just swapped. It's interchangeable. Sometimes you'll have Stackhouse on Miller.
Stack turning over Reggie Miller. He scores. Miller's become a better defender over time, but Stack was a little bit too strong for him there.
First 2 possessions, the Pistons run their offense through Stackhouse. First time he gives it up, it ends up with Lindsey Hunter taking the shot. This time Stackhouse finds his own shot.
Smits, no double team coming. He banked it home.
So that's a tough matchup because when Smith stands in the post, he is in a position to score. And if he catches, it's going to be very tough. At 7'4" and long arms, you're not going to bother his shot.
Keep your eye on this battle. Already physical, Stackhouse and Miller. Stack to the rack. Didn't get a whistle. Stayed after the rebound, at least got a jump ball out of him.
Alvin Gentry up complaining. He feels that Stackhouse was bumped going to the hole. Probably was. No call.
Well, there was some contact. A group of veteran officials here tonight. Mike Mathis, Tommy Nunez, Jim Kinsey. Almost 2 minutes gone and a 6-4 Indiana lead. Smits again. See if the Pistons double. Now they do with Laettner. That's the plan. Miller with a good ball fake. Got him open for the jam.
See, Rick Smits means so much to this offense because he sets things up for the guys on the perimeter. If you have to double him, then you're going to leave someone open.
Grant missed it. Smits pulled it off. 8-4 Pacers. Smits called for it out high. Wow, 3 for 3.
It's going to be that kind of night. Now, keep in mind, this guy's coming off of 3 straight games on the shelf. He looks to be ready to play.
I was going to say, really looks rusty, doesn't he? Leitner from the base.
Well, Leitner only had 2 points against Miami. Just 4 shots, Fred. But I thought he played very well, working hard on the defensive end. He was hitting the boards. They can get him a few more shots and get his offensive confidence going. That helps the Pistons.
Rose defended by Hill. Toss to Davis. Swat away Leitner. Still Indiana ball. 3 seconds to shoot.
Okay, a moment ago, you're going to see Leitner go and double up on Smits. The fast pass will come all the way across to an unguarded Miller. Patience and the pump fake, and he knocks down the shot.
Pacers have to make up their mind quickly with just the 3 seconds to put it up. Miller came off a screen. 2 misses. Jackson got a rebound, though.
Jackson got 2 rebounds.
Jalen Rose, and he hits it. It's a 3.
They've got 3 guys that can bomb from beyond that arc. Rose, Miller, and Jackson.
Back the other way, Stack rattles it out. Rebound Leitner. Back up and down. Back-to-back hoops, Piston-wise for Christian. Indiana by 5 with the ball. Jackson left open, and he hit it. This Indiana team, number 6 in the NBA in 3-point field goal accuracy. It's 16-8.
Fred, they're a veteran club, so they make a lot of good decisions. They pass the ball willingly and get easy opportunities for each other.
Stackhouse stepped out of bounds on the baseline. This is a 12-4 surge for Indy.
That's why we go back to our game plan. No easy looks. Where if you double and try to help out, because this is such a good passing team, they'll find the open man. That open man will probably get a good look.
Backing down Miller. Trying to take advantage of the size mismatch. The bump. Offensive foul on Reggie.
You know that Reggie Miller has to take exception to teams putting point guards on him defensively. But backing down in the post is really not his forte, and you can see how uncomfortable he was as he had to bump to create space. Got called for the charge.
Lindsey directing traffic with a 10-second shot clock. Hill sizes up Rose. Jalen wanted to walk. Got to hurry. T. Mills for 3. Rebound to Jackson. He loves to push it. In deep from Rose to Davis. No. Rebound Reggie Miller. He blew the bunny. Rebound Terry. Kick out to Stackhouse, and rather than give up a 2-on-1 hoop, Jackson fouled Stack on the open floor. Smart veteran foul by Mark Jackson.
But you know what? I think I saw even more message there. Indiana doesn't want Detroit to get any momentum running. So even though it might be a meaningless basket early, you don't let them get it. You make them take it out.
You heard Jerry Stackhouse in the beginning saying we're more athletic. That's what they want to do, is run. Basketball on Fox Sports Net is brought to you by Ford. Check out the 2000 Ford cars and trucks at their website, thinkfordfirst.com. Early on, Indiana enjoying an edge in the rebounding department. 5-2. Mark Jackson has 3 of those. He's always been a strong rebounding point guard. Physical player for his size. Grant the post had to readjust because of Rose's D. He got all ball. Grant again. The fade. There's a foul. On the wrist. No. Boy, it sure looked like a foul on the arm.
Well, I don't know. He got some ball. He may have got him a little bit on the follow-through, Fred, but he got a piece of the ball. Now, Jalen Rose was about to complain, hey, he got away with a walk first. See, there's...
Oh, yeah. And it's Stack and a steal, lays it in. So it's 16-10.
Fred, you were right. I was wrong. He got a lot of hand. Very little ball.
I got about 1 a month, so I'll take it. denial by Hill. Jackson buries the three. Clarkson with 2 field goals. They're both threes.
Well, the Pistons are being tested now. Will they stay with their defensive philosophy to double and give help on defense and hope that they eventually start missing? Because right now, Indiana's knocking everything down.
Jerry Stackhouse the turnaround. He was determined to take a shot, and a good one, and he did. 19-12. Whistle away from the ball. Foul is on Leitner.
19 points right now. We're not even halfway through the quarter. Indiana 8 of 12 from the floor, Fred, shooting a very high clip. But the Pistons are applying their defensive scheme here, doubling when the ball goes inside. Right now they don't double, and they force a Smith's miss. But will they stay with that defensive philosophy?
Ball went off the hip of Stackhouse because of the reach in by Jackson.
Good call.
Almost halfway through this opening quarter. We're back here again Friday night against the Golden State Warriors on Fox Sports Net. Smith's methodically backing down and scoring.
Wow. They're varying their defenses. I mean, at times they double on Smiths, at times they don't. When they haven't, he's scored.
You're going to see Eric Montross come off because of the size factor. Stack, a runner, doesn't go. Rebound comes out to the gold shirts. Jackson leading the break. Pull-up pops out. Grant with the ball. Lindsay attacking. Dumps it off to an unsuspecting Leitner out of bounds.
Oh, you got to be looking for that. If you're Christian Leitner, you're running the lane. You know that Lindsey Hunter's not going to try to shoot it over Smiths. You got to be ready for that pass.
Eric Montross came off the bench for 6 minutes the other night. Contributed 3 rebounds, and his size was a bit of a factor against Morning.
It was a strong 6 minutes. Looks to maybe get more than that in this game.
10 to shoot. Look at the battle between Hill and Rose. Offensive foul this time on Jalen. As we all know, this goes back to the Fab 5 days and the battles against Duke. In fact, Grant and Jalen have played each other since they were 13. Remember Super Friends, the Detroit team, and Ed Weber and Rose and company? So they have a long history of determined battles, but they respect each other. One-on-one, Leitner and Davis. A little shake and bake move, got himself free, and he scores. Leitner was 6. He lost Dale Davis.
He did. Gave him just enough of a shoulder fake to get Davis going the wrong way, and Leitner able to hit the fadeaway along the baseline.
Another whistle away from the ball.
Leitner smartly waited till the defense cleared. No one could come over, provide help side, and he's able to fade away after giving a nice shoulder fake to shake Davis. Look, Davis thinks he's going into the paint area, and Leitner decides to fade on.
Foul prior was Eric Montross. Davis, no, was challenged by Eric. Didn't block it, but he bothered it. Grant, change of pace drive. The lefty goes.
Did you see the burst of quickness off the dribble? That's the thing that I think he does better than anyone in the league, his ability to accelerate off the dribble.
21-16, so the Pistons cut it back to 5. High screen and roll from Spitz. Rose dumps off, Spitz rather, inside for Davis, and he was fouled from behind by Montross. Oh, it's a 3-second violation. Check it. Eric thought it was against him. Kind of hung his head.
Now Davis was calling for a foul on that play, but no call was made, and it led the Pistons to the break opportunity, and you saw Grant Hill able to cross over and get into the lane with his little burst of speed and finish with the lefty around Smiths.
Dale Davis was hit with a technical foul, and he's still barking. He is gone, I believe. Dale Davis. Wow. And that never happens. I mean, that guy is about as quiet a warrior as you'll find in the NBA.
That's unbelievable. If he's been ejected, if he's been hit with 2 quick technicals, oh, he's definitely gone because he's trying to get his money's worth now.
Boy, the first-time All-Star whom the Pacers depend on so much for the physical presence inside, especially with the departure of Antonio Davis. And now they lose a lot as Grant hits the tee.
Eric Montross has already had a huge impact on this game, because this clearly goes back to the missed dunk where Davis felt he was fouled. That was contact. It was not called. It led to frustration, and now the Pistons will not have to worry about him. And you know he was a focal point of our game plan.
What kind of impact do you think this is going to have?
Well, the Pistons can't look at it like, hey, you know, we got a clear sailing from here on out. They've got to still come out and play as hard as they possibly can. Indiana, a veteran club, a fairly deep club. They'll still be competitive.
So Austin Crozier, who's played very well this year, comes off the bench now. But the Pacers certainly have a dent put in their rebounding efforts. Davis is their best. Through the lane came Stackhouse. He went flying because of his shoulder. Should be Smits.
He got chucked by Smits. Now last year, you go through the lane expecting to get hit 2 or 3 times, in fact. But now you can no longer impede the progress of someone cutting down through the lane, and there you see it right there. Smits gives him the shoulder. Stackhouse draws the foul.
Foul of Reggie Miller. Back the other way, though. Lindsey Hunter knocks down a tray. 21 all as the Pistons have fought their way back. A 9-0 surge for Detroit. Rose with a jump. Rebound weak side, Reggie Miller. And it's on Detroit. So here comes Derek McKee. We didn't see him last time. He was injured. Miller sits down with 2 fouls. That was an interesting foul call prior. You saw Smits railroad Stackhouse, and they gave the foul to Miller, his second.
Having Davis out has disrupted their rotation. Now you got to bring guys in off the bench that you would not normally have in the game right now. But again, I expect Indiana to be very competitive.
Smits flipped it back out to Jackson. Now has Hunter on him on this exchange. Blocked by Montross. I don't know if it's a shot or a pass, but it's Piston ball. But Big E got his big wingspan in the way. And you know it's an emotional game for him because he's playing against his hometown team. Stacked the other way. Got it for 2. An 8-point first quarter for Jerry. 23-21 Detroit.
He's moving well without the basketball. Jerry Stackhouse finding the open spots on the floor and making good half-court decisions.
Smits very deep. But he missed him. Rebound pulled down by Lake. Here comes Lindsey flying with Stack. Hunter with it for 3. Got it again.
Another good decision by Jerry Stackhouse. He got penetration. He occupied 3 or 4 defenders before kicking it out to Lindsey Hunter.
How about Lindsey Lee? He's 19 for his last 31 in 3-point bombing over the last 5+ games. And the bench loving it. 26-21, Pistons by 5. Who's your pick for the McDonald's player of the game? Just call our toll-free number anytime during our telecast. Place your guess. If it matches ours, you're then eligible to win a McDonald's Family 4-pack and tickets to an upcoming game. So far, the guard tandem of Hunter and Stackhouse combining for 16 points. Pistons have scored the last 14. As Lindsey picks up where he left off against Miami 2 nights ago. Sam Perkins is now off the bench. He'll play some center for Larry Bird. Toss deep to Crozier. Foul on Laker. And that is Christian's second.
That's unfortunate because Christian Laettner is playing well, and now he's going to have to come off and sit for a few moments. And when I say playing well, Fred, I mean playing really well offensively.
Jerome is busy playing cheerleader to see if he can provide some energy off the bench. Up and under Rose. Blocked though. How about that for Jerome? That is Piston ball. Jim Kinsey now says, I made an error. It's Indiana possession.
You're going to see Jalen Rose, that is, give the pump fakes inside, and then this is the help defense we talk about. been very valuable for the Pistons.
Austin Crozier got inside and really irritates the head coach because Alvin knew there were 4 seconds left in the shot clock.
Yeah, just a breakdown there. You hate to give up a basket on a baseline out of bounds underneath your own basket.
So that stops the 14-point run. Stack over Rose. Rebound to McKee. Under 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Sam Perkins against his mirror image, Mills. Backing him down. A hook that squirts out. Lindsay crossed over against Jackson, lost him for a moment. Grant spin move. No, a lefty tap.
Stayed with it because he had momentum going to the basket. He was the first to know that it was going to be a little long, and he was first to get off of his feet for the rebound.
Deep toss for Perkins, out of bounds. A holding foul on the Pistons. It's on Grant Hill. That'll be number 1 on G. Here comes Michael Curry off the bench for the first time tonight. He'll give a rest. Grant sits down with 6 points. Indiana has suddenly gone cold after their torrid start.
Well, it goes back to what we were talking about earlier. The Pistons did stay pretty much with their defensive philosophy, their defensive scheme, and now Indiana's not shooting the ball nearly as well.
Reggie Miller sits with 2 fouls.
They started like they would never miss.
It's a good shooting ball club, Indiana. They're number 6 in the league at 46%, and at the line, they're the best at 81%. 28-25. Lindsay all the way to the right. Slow it down.
You don't often see Lindsey Hunter dunk in a half-court situation. I mean, he gets him in transition, but boy, did he explode to the basket from the baseline that time.
And Lindsay picks up a foul off the steal trap.
Just a mix-up defensively as both Rose and Jackson went towards Grant Hill, who was, excuse me, to Curry, I think, who was sitting that screen. And no one able to stop Lindsay as he gets all the way to the basket.
So Lindsay will get a breather with 37.9 to go in the quarter and a 10-point start. Perkins back to the line for 2 more. Missed it.
Perkins shoots a line drive from the free throw line, so if he catches rim, it's going to have to be incredibly soft to go in.
So Perkins splits it. 30-26 is the Piston lead. Stack. Again, no whistle. Alvin Gentry leaps off the bench out of frustration. Perkins. Fake the 3, inside for 2. He's fouled. No, he traveled. Michael Curry was there to help make the call. Pistons can try to take the final shot of the quarter. To shoot, and Stackhouse carried it.
Wow.
Right in front. The official who made the call, so Indiana gets it back with 5.2.
That too may have been allowable last year, no longer.
Mike Mathis was pretty emphatic about it. I'm sure Alvin's thinking, hey, you could call it against every player just about every time down the floor. John Crowley hawking Jackson. Gets pretty far. And he missed. Pistons dodged a bullet there. But after a sluggish start, they were down by 9. The Pistons find themselves leading by 4. This game is a renewal of a long-time rivalry. 14 years, as a matter of fact. Davis is gone. The Pistons hope to make him gone the end of the night. wondered about your sports IQ, and so you'll want to check out Sports Geniuses coming to Fox Sports Net. It's the new nightly game show that puts your sports knowledge to the test. Sports Geniuses, premiering in March, only on Fox Sports Net. Detroit, a torrid 59% shooting club in the first quarter. They lead by 4 as we begin the second with John Crotty at the point. Quick burst inside, but he threw it away. Tried to get it to Williams. Travis Best, another lefty point guard on the floor for Indy. Split the D nicely. Found Derek McKee. Airmail. Crowd got a kick out of that.
Pistons defense has been superb since 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. Remember, Indiana had 19 points with 6 and some change, and since that time have scored just 7 points.
Look at the Pistons the last 2 games, and you wonder, Greg, how long they can continue this big drop-off. Points allowed over the last 2 games, and field goal percentage 39 against Utah and Miami combined.
This takes a little more of a concerted effort.
Crotty dives, scoops, and scores as he knifed inside Rose.
The slippery John Crotty, you don't see that often either. He was able to adjust nicely and wedge himself between 2 defenders.
John will take that as a compliment, being slippery.
Absolutely.
Pistons by 6. Travis Best flips it and scores it. So he matches Crotty's bucket. Similar effort.
A lot of left-handers out on the floor right now, you know. Indiana's got 3. And John Crotty.
Lucky foul on Indiana.
Speaking of lefty, watch this. He's able to split Best and Rose and finish at the hoop.
Jerome Williams one-on-one with Crozier. A battle of righties. Spins. Had to readjust. Missed it though. Crozier with good D.
Man, just to get that shot off.
Rose off his heels. Didn't quite shoot that in his normal rhythm. And it'll be Detroit basketball. Crotty lost Best for a moment. Stackhouse called for it against Derek McKee. Always a strong defender. Stack giving some space. Missed it though. Crozier, former #1 draft pick, going to work. Bulldozes his way inside. With John Crotty on a reach-in help out. Picks up the foul. So time out on the floor. 2:01 gone in the second. Detroit by 4 in Auburn Hills. Well, really, it's now or never time for the Pistons in this stretch of 11 of 13 games at home, which will take them through St. Patrick's Day. And Alvin Gentry is making no bones about the importance of this stretch.
We're not one of those guys that go, we got to play, you know, 1 game at a time. And I mean, we know that we've got a homestand here that's very important to our team from the standpoint of securing a playoff position or being in a position where we can do something special. So we realize that every game is very important. Every game that we play at home is extremely important. So we are focused and we will be ready to play.
They certainly were against Miami the other night. And are tonight. Led by the backcourt, outscoring Indiana's by 10. Pacer basketball.
John Crotty just picked up his 2nd foul, being a little too aggressive on the inbounds.
Indiana runs an entirely different set of plays with Best on the floor as opposed to Jackson. We just talked about that this morning at the shoot-around. Look at Crotty ball hawk. Sam Perkins out of his rhythm. Didn't matter.
Well, Crotty was all over the place, working hard defensively, and Perkins just able to knock down that desperation shot as the shot clock was going off.
Indiana within 1. Crotty, good push pass inside of Jerome Williams and scores. 34-31 Detroit.
Crotty's getting a lot of pressure from Best, but he's handling it. That time able to get by Best, get inside for the bounce pass inside to Williams.
Jalen Rose down deep. He was fouled. Had the strength to finish. He'll look for a 3-point plus.
Now here's Crotty defensively. Look, putting all kind of pressure on Best, making it tough all the while the shot clock is winding down. Then he's going to run out and try to recover on Perkins. But hey, the veteran able to knock it down. But then coming down the floor, getting inside by his man Best and dropping it off to Williams.
So Terry Mills picked up the foul. And the other Wolverine, Rose, scores, making it a three-point play for him. Grant back on the floor with 6 points, matching Rose's. Curry given the right hand by Jalen Rose. Crowder, been much more aggressive so far tonight. Curry with a jump. Got it. Michael with a hand in his face, gets his first 2.
Despite all the pressure, John Crotty's doing a fine job of directing this team. Each time he gets penetration, that leaves someone open, and he's able to get the ball to the open person.
Rose down deep. You can see how Indiana looks for him. Wasn't able to finish the play. Grant stopped on a dime, passed up a shot. Curry to the right. Blocked at the summit by Crozier. Wow.
You don't see that happen too often, but I think Michael Curry may have elevated a little too soon.
Austin, some people might think, look at this.
Watch where he takes off. But Crozier with excellent timing. And you know Michael Curry's got huge hands to be able to pick it up off the dribble like that.
You're envious, huh?
With one hand.
Jerome Williams back to Crotty. Got to make a decision soon. Mills to Crotty. 2 to shoot. Terry tees it up. Fought for, and it's Derek McKee's basketball. Good work at the Palace. If this is indeed a playoff preview, it'll be something in April. Rose. Hit it! Stolen from behind by Grant Hill. It was left Crotty. But Grant threw it away and knows he should have put that ball in his hip pocket for the time being. Those are the kinds of turnovers Alvin Gentry expects from time to time.
Look at this. You talk about timing, able to strip it from behind, and you know how tough that is to do without fouling. But then on the other end, Grant Hill anticipating where Crotty would go, throws it out, and that's 7 turnovers for Detroit.
Grant knew it as soon as he threw it. Steal Leitner. Open floor, race with Perkins.
Well, Leitner was playing well when he went out of the game with 2 fouls. Now fresh in, able to get the steal, and all the way down the floor for the breakaway.
Travis Best dumped to Crozier, who is stripped. Jerome Williams, saved by Grant Hill. Detroit hustle, maybe paying a dividend. Crotty hit the bottom of the iron and hit the bottom of his drawers. He's okay. Jerome Williams, though, Mr. Energy, loving it. Leading the cheers, leading the break.
What about the save on the other end by Grant Hill? The loose ball, and then watch this. He gets it just before he steps out of bounds, and then here's your awkward fast break. Jerome Williams taking it down on the wing and then scooping it underneath to Crotty.
How about unorthodox? Will that work?
Well, for now, perhaps.
Crotty gets them both.
Looks real awkward to me.
Either would apply. Reggie Miller back on the floor and a 40-34 Detroit lead. This is their biggest advantage. See if Miller comes back cold. He's sat for quite a while. McKee at 6'10", 4 inches taller than Curry. He was fouled.
Check out the bottom of the screen. Curry, McKee battling, banging. And McKee able to put a nice reverse pivot move to get inside and draw the foul.
So Derek McKee will step to the line. Some in Indianapolis had wondered if he was just too injury prone, but he's had 3 different surgeries the last 3 summers. He's fought back from those injuries. When he's been on the floor, this team is a pretty darn good defensive group. Remember who he was traded for once upon a time?
I do.
Detlef Schrempf. A deal that really was criticized in Indianapolis for a long, long time. McKee rather has been a pretty good fixture for him.
It's worked out. That trade worked out for both clubs.
So it's 40-36. And in the mid post against McKee. Given the shot, but he missed it. Travis Best pulled it down.
You realize that was Grant Hill's second shot in the game?
Jerome Williams a little too aggressive defending Crozier. Actually, the foul, though, is on Michael Curran. Timeout almost halfway through the second. Detroit by 4. Detroit Pistons basketball is brought to you by GMAC. Before you shop for a new GM car or truck, call GMAC at 1-800-32-SMART. They have experts on hand to tell you about great deals and to answer your financing questions. So call GMAC today. Where's Rodman? I think guy's supposed to be in Dallas, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
And Rodman, of course, will not be coming to town this season since Dallas has already made their trip.
Weather-wise, felt like Dallas today.
Well, the Pistons almost matching the temperature outside at 55% here so far with 4 more field goal makes. I guess they'd have to be up around 64 to match today's spring-like weather. Reggie Miller to shoot 2.
You know, Fred, I guess you have to give Indiana some credit. They played some pretty good defense themselves, but you would wonder, with the way the Pistons have been performing defensively, why their lead is just 3 points right now, and possibly 2.
Indiana has outscored the Pistons at the line 8-4. That has helped Indy. Miller has 4. Rick Smits also off the Indiana bench at 8 first-quarter points. Lindsey Hunter back out there for Alvin Gentry. Grant weaves his way. All the way, but he missed it. Ball just spun out for him. And then Grant slow to extricate himself from the camera crew. But he steals from Best, who didn't know where he was. Michael Curran. Oh, and a foul.
It was as if Grant Hill was a forgotten man. When he attempted his layup, he fell into the crowd. Going back offensively, Indiana did not account for him, and he came from out of nowhere to strip the ball from Best. Look at this. No one sees him. Now, there he gets away with a little carry, okay? But nonetheless, filling the lane brilliantly down the left side, Curry, and gets that dunk to go down that was blocked a moment ago by Crozier.
That's sneaky Grant Hill. Hide behind the cameras and then ambush your opponent. It worked.
Here's Lindsey Hunter defending on Miller. See, this is what makes it tough. He won't let Miller get a good shot, a good look.
McKee runs over Grant Hill. Offensive foul. That's number 4 on Derek McKee.
Wow. In a short period of time. Now, when Lindsey Hunter is defending head up on Miller, not only will he not let him get a good look, as you see Grant Hill able to draw that foul, he will not allow him to put it on the floor to dribble the basketball.
So now some real concerns up front for Indiana. Dale Davis, of course, was tossed in the first quarter. Now McKee with 4 fouls. Leitner against Crozier. Illegal defense. No argument from Larry Bird. Players are often asked who their heroes are, and media guys, Crozier says one of mine was Christian Leitner. Now he gets to go one-on-one with him. His other, by the way, was Magic Johnson. Inside Leitner, misfire. Smits pulled it down. Whistle away from the ball. It's on Christian. A holding foul. Was it on Stack? It's going to be on Jerry Stackhouse.
Here you're going to see Stackhouse down low. Now the idea here is to force Miller to go one way. Now once he was heading in one direction, Stackhouse did not want him to turn and go in the other direction, thus giving him 2 choices of sides to pop out on. If you saw our pregame show, that was one of the things Larry Drew talked about. Once he goes down, you make him go one way. It's easier to defend if you know the way you want to send him.
So Miller makes both. Cuts it to 43-40. Now he'll defend Stackhouse. Leitner called for it in the post. He's 2 inches taller than Crozier. A holding foul on Crozier. Some coaches feel, Greg, that the rules that were implemented at the beginning of the year are starting to be softened a little bit by the officials. Do you buy that, or do you think they're calling it the way they did in November?
I think that they are being softened just a little bit, but that's not unusual, Fred. Normally, when you come in with new rules at the beginning of a season, the officials will really clamp down early, and then as players adjust, they will start to be a little bit more selective in their enforcement. Now, I think also the Pistons are getting good dividends getting the ball inside to Leitner in the post. He's 4 of 5 from the floor. He has 10 points. He's also picked up a couple of assists, so they may want to continue to look in that direction.
Detroit persistent, holding on to this lead. Hunter again defending Miller now. They continue to give him different looks. Miller spinning. Couldn't lose Lindsay. He traveled.
Oh, Lindsay just gives him fits.
Miller not showing any frustration, but he's got to start feeling a little bit.
The other thing you have to realize, what Lindsey Hunter gives up in height, 3 to 4 inches, he makes up for in strength. He's probably stronger than Reggie Miller out on the floor.
Pass to Stack. Good ball fake. Blocked again by Crozier. His second swat away.
Well, he's the eraser.
Al Harrington just into the ball game. His first stat, a foul. Detroit basketball. Jalen Rose back in. Crozier sits down. Still saying, hey, I didn't foul Leitner a moment ago. Here comes Montross. Screener roll with Hill. Logged up by Smits. Leitner was going to lay it up, but he lost the grip. Don't forget the number 4 retirement of Joe Dumars and the 2nd anniversary of the Bad Boys Championship, all coming up against Vancouver and Portland. Call that number for tickets. Jalen Rose, the bottom, cuts it to 45-42. Leitner against the 2nd-year guy, Harrington, and Christian Leitner picks up a foul. It'll be number 3 on Christian.
This is one of those games that's starting to drag a little bit, and it's dragging because both teams are applying good defense, but the officials are really being tight with their calls. So no flow right now. This is somewhat reminiscent of that game between Toronto and Detroit prior to the All-Star break.
Let's hope not.
Well, not that bad, but it is a slower pace.
It's getting a little chippy right now. 45-42. Smits off his screen and he buried it.
That makes him tough.
He has incredible touch for a guy who is 7'4". Today at practice he was just knocking them down like they were layups from 18 feet. Hunter. Alvin Gentry had to get out of the way. Lindsay keeps it on the string. The jump. Goes! Continues to feel it. Give him 12.
He has that quickness off the dribble that allows him to lose his defender and create a shot for himself. Great elevation on the shot as well.
Lindsay's 5 for 5 stroking. Detroit by 3. Back on D. Smith pretty deep. Kept at bay though by Montross. Smith's still too tall.
Yeah, doesn't make any difference right now. He's catching and he's able to back in, improving his position. He's 6 of 8 from the floor.
Grant from the elbow. Got it. Give Grant his first field goal of this quarter. We played a little more than 9 minutes of it.
To be honest with you, I was a little surprised that Smith spent so much time on the bench because he was playing really well when he went out of the game. Now he's back in, causing big-time problems for Detroit.
Montross backed him out. Up and under for Smits. A variety of moves.
Right now, the Pistons are saying, Eric Montross, guard him one-on-one. We don't want to have to double. We don't want to break down and leave someone open. He's not able to do it, though. Smith's offense is a little better than Montross's defense.
Stackhouse went at Jalen Rose, lost his balance. I think he anticipated some contact there. Smith's called for it. In transition, the soft touch.
He's a scoring machine right now.
He has given Indiana a lead of 1.
He's got 16 points on 8 of 10 shooting.
Grant challenges the big guy. Scores and a foul. No! Offensive foul. Alvin Gentry cannot believe it. He must have used the off. But it looked like he was pretty deep and wouldn't have needed it. Let's take a look at it. but the call goes against Detroit. Good call, Mike Mathis.
Hi, I'm Ron Poulin in Los Angeles. Coming up on the Fox Sports Net Halftime Report, I'll be joined by Reggie Theus for one day away from the NBA trading deadline. We'll get you caught up on all the latest at halftime.
All right, Ron, thanks. We'll look forward to hearing from you at halftime. Hey, join Eli, Gibby, and Gary for lively sports discussion, great moments in Michigan sports history, and more when you enter the locker room, presented by General Motors, Monday night at 7 and again 11 right here on Fox Sports Net. Indiana basketball, they lead by 1. They go to the big guy again. Why not? Look at that touch.
He's got it going right now. His confidence is soaring, and Indiana doing the smart thing. They're getting the ball inside to him. The Pistons may be left with no choice but to double him.
Yeah, they're going to have to give him a different look. Hunter all the way. The dump off to Grant. Rebound Smits. Grant has had some tough hops tonight. He's 3 for 9 shooting.
What
inside, on the money to Harrington from Jackson. I don't know how he got it through there. Harrington will shoot 2. But Rick Smits has been the story. 18 points, 10 in a sudden hurry.
Yeah.
That's why the Pacers lead by 3, looking to make it 5.
I'm glad you made that point. Since coming back into the game, what, 3 minutes ago? He's knocked down 5 of 5 from the floor.
John Crotty returns. Lindsey Hunter will sit down with 1:26 to play in the quarter.
Easily the Pistons' tone at halftime will be, hey, defensively, and what are we doing on Smits? If they double him, Fred, they're going to have to double him quickly because he's not playing around with the ball very much.
Indiana by 5. Stack runs into the chest of Smits, rolls it down, offensive foul.
Well, this goes back to what we were talking about in our game plan, good half-court decisions, because I got the feeling coming in that Indiana was not going to allow Detroit to just run the ball up the floor freely. They would have to do something in the half-court to be successful.
Well, that was a curious call because Smits was moving. Keep in mind, Stackhouse, one of the leaders in getting to the line in the league, has not been there yet. He hasn't gotten a call yet.
The other point, though, Fred, you don't have to be stationary to draw an offensive foul on someone. Smits was moving, but moving backwards, and Stackhouse did come into him.
Whistle before the shot. Foul on Eric Montross. The Pistons, of course, in the penalty, so Smits will shoot 2. The two teams have combined for 19 of 20 from the free throw line. But after these 2 freebies, Indiana will have shot 8 more times. And considering the fact they are the NBA's most accurate, Pistons don't want to get into a free throw shooting match with this club.
Well, they did a good job of handling them back on Thanksgiving Day in Indianapolis because they defended them without the foul. Indiana shot or made just 10 free throws that day. Detroit made 29.
Smits with a 23-point game that particular night as he misses the second. All kept alive by Jerome Williams. It went off Indiana. You know, in that game on Thanksgiving night, the Pistons beat them badly at the line, 29-10. So Indiana trying to make it a reversal here tonight. Detroit down 6. Stackhouse against Rose. Jerry to the hole. Crushed it. Says foul that. Gets a bear hug from the junkyard dog. He'll try to make it a 3-point play.
That's something Jerry Stackhouse needed. And he needed it because he had been settling for the jump shot, had not had a real opportunity to drive the ball inside because of the help side defense. But this time, good floor spacing allows him to get quickly to the basket and finish with authority.
55-52. That was an important morale builder for the Pistons to help close the half.
There's your help side defense. Crotty almost got the steal. Just wasn't tall enough.
Nico Curry, though, in the passing lane. Finding Jerome Williams. Got away with a step. He scores. Went a long way without that dribble. He'll take it.
Excellent way to finish this half. The Pistons turning it up defensively and getting the turnover that led to a fast break opportunity. A rare, very fast break chance.
Stackhouse's dunk brought the crowd to life. Pistons will get the ball back. 6 for Jackson and company. Blocked by Stackhouse. Here comes Crowdy. Pistons looking for the lead to intermission. Jerome Williams has time. Puts it up and down. At the horn. How about that? 56-55 Pistons with a 7-0 explosion.
He had excellent hang time. Watch this as he stays in the air and somehow gets it in between the outstretched arms of Rick Smits.
Doesn't get any better than that. Stackhouse started it. Jerome Williams ended it. And the Pistons lead the Pacers, the division leaders, and the conference leaders by 1. When we come back, we'll send you back to the Fox Network Center in L.A. for the halftime report with Ron Thulin and Reggie Theus. Pistons basketball on Fox Sports Net is brought to you by your local Mercedes-Benz Center. And by GMAC. Before you shop for a new GM car or truck, call GMAC at 1-800-32-SMART. They have experts on hand to tell you about great deals and answer your questions, so call today. Well, the Pistons leading by 1 at intermission, even though they were outscored by 3 in the second quarter. Tomorrow, of course, is the NBA trading deadline at 5 o'clock. Players are always reading their names in the paper. Jerry Stackhouse says, don't worry about all that trade talk.
It really doesn't matter. It's just a matter of trying to make the team better, and we're not in control of that. I don't, guys coming out and saying they think that we should do this or think that we should do that. I think they should basically just shut their mouths and let management do their job and do your job and play as hard as you can on the basketball court.
Strong opinions from Stack. Jalen Rose matching Grant Hill's bucket, so it's still a 1-point difference. Opening minute of play in the second half. Squaring up with Miller, gave it off instead for a Grant jumper. 2 in a row. Give Grant a dozen.
Pistons looking very comfortable their first 2 possessions.
Keep in mind, because Dale Davis was given the thumb in the first half, it's Crozier starting in his place. He gave the ball up for a Rose jumper that's short. Went over the backboard, so it is Detroit Piston ball. Sure, Alvin was preaching defense in the halftime locker room, especially when Smits gets the ball. Let's see how they defend him in this second half. Screen and roll, Hill and Hunter. Clogged up by Rose. Now Jalen stays on Hunter. Lindsey lost a high rainbow. His first miss. He had gone 5 for 5. Has to defend Rose. Jalen shoots over him, but he missed it. Mills pulled down his 4th rebound.
No, Fred, that the Pistons like to force their opponents to shoot jump shots.
Grant spinning, scoring. He's 3 for 3 in the quarter. Has all 6 Piston points.
Detroit's feeling is you may hit a bevy of them early. You may go through a stretch in the middle of the game where you're knocking them down, but ultimately the jump shot will stop falling. And right now it is not dropping for Indiana to start this half.
Here's trouble. Smits picking up where he left off. Give him 21.
Except when it goes to that guy. As I said, if you're going to double him, you better double him fast. But Indiana's spreading the floor, making it tough to get somebody to him.
That's a good point. Stack intended for Mills, off Terry's hand. Indiana down 3 with the ball. Miller stripped by Hunter reaching, but there's also a foul that goes with it.
And Hill's plan B. Well, he goes left and then spins back to the right. It's that plan B. It's that second option off of his drive that makes him so tough to stop. Most defenders can stop or defend the first move, but that secondary move, that will usually separate you from your defender.
Grant was 3 for 9 shooting in the first half. Now he's a 50% shooter for this game at 6 for 12. Miller will try again. Hey, who's your pick for the McDonald's player of the game? Just call this toll-free number. We're guessing correctly during our last game. Kenneth Rogers of Flint has won a family 4-pack and tickets to an upcoming game. Stay tuned to see if you're correct tonight.
Hey, I'm not looking to jinx Lindsey Hunter. He picked up a foul a moment ago, put Reggie Miller on the line, but in 6 quarters of defending Miller, Miller has 2 field goals against Lindsey Hunter.
It's amazing. Mills flared out. And he hit. Pistons have come out torridly here in the third quarter.
You know, that can help put some pressure on Smits. If Terry Mills can get it going offensively, you know, that'll make Smits have to expend more energy.
Grant with a steal. Stackhouse put it down. Almost fell an alley-oop. He didn't need it. Oh, you gotta love it when those two guys are on the open floor.
Yeah, their positions are interchangeable. Stackhouse can lob to Hill. Hill can lob to Stackhouse. It really doesn't matter who's handling.
Smits up and under. Oh, he's clever. And he's effective. 11 for 13 tonight. He's keeping Indiana in this ballgame.
He's got all the footwork going, too. He's even got a secondary move tonight. How about that?
Mills screens. Smits steps out, almost mauls Stackhouse. Leitner in deep. Got a guard on it. Hunter left open. Bingo!
That's the ball movement. It looked like that first pass was intended for Lindsey Hunter. Leitner had the good quick hands. He caught it, but then got it over to Hunter, who still had time to size it up.
Lindsey with his third tray. Detroit by 7. Whistle. The hand of the back, foul Mills.
Now Grant Hill holds it until he finally gets Jackson to commit. Jackson was going down guarding Stackhouse, but eventually he had to come over on Grant Hill. When he did, Hill delivered the ball to Jerry Stackhouse.
Sort of an alley pass without the oop. Rose to the rack block, but a foul. I'm frustrated because he has felt in the first half, and Alvin, of course, feels this a lot of times, but he has felt in the first half the Pistons have not gotten the whistles when they have attacked the iron. And that time, Jalen Rose did, drawing Stackhouse's second foul. Actually, it's his third. Check it. Jalen, the first of 2. Look at Rick Smits' gaudy numbers. The rest of the team sub 40, which is where the Pistons have held the Jazz and Heat the last 2 games. Problem is, Smits is back, recovered in time for him to play tonight after he'd missed the last 3. They hadn't counted on that.
Well, they lose Davis, so, you know, all things being equal, Smits is having a wonderful night.
Grant gave it up. Mills with a hand in his face. Does not matter.
Yeah, that's my point. If you can force Smits to have to work hard on the defensive end, come out on that perimeter and guard Terry Mills, that helps. Those are big shots that Terry Mills is knocking down now.
Smits wanted Miller to cut to the hole. He didn't. Mark Jackson flies it. Long rebound to Smits. Easiest board he'll ever get. Reggie Miller clogged up by Lindsey Hunter. Look at the D of Lindsey.
So you're putting him in a position where he's got to try to create a shot, and that is not Reggie Miller's strength.
Lindsey wise give off to Stackhouse. Loops it to Mills short. Might have been partially blocked by Smits. Here comes Indiana. Detroit's got to drop back. Smits wanted an alley-oop. Clever pass to Rose. He wasn't ready for it. He traveled. Detroit gets it back.
Just keep your eye on Smits. Grant Hill is going to get penetration. He'll eventually kick it over to Terry Mills, but Smits will have to try to stop Grant Hill. Now he has to try to recover over to Mills. Can't get there in time, and Terry Mills is able to knock that shot down, all the while making Smits work.
Detroit looking for its biggest lead of the evening. Leitner one-on-one with Crozier. Rebound Jackson. Near steal. Intended for Rose. Save Smits. The Pistons have shut Indiana off tonight, particularly in the third. Almost halfway through it. Detroit by 7. Hey, it's homecoming for Perry Watson's Titans when they try to avenge an earlier loss to Wisconsin-Milwaukee. Join my partner Greg Kelser and Josh Lewin for the action live from Callahan Hall Saturday afternoon at 2 on Fox Sports Net as the Titans are thinking postseason tournament. Of course, Perry is here to watch one of his Southwestern prospectors, Jalen Rose. Jalen will tell you that Perry really has been like a father to him because his real father, Jimmy Walker, a former NBA star, has had very little to do with Jalen since he was born. And so it was Perry really that became the surrogate father. And Jalen says that Perry's teachings are precisely why he has made it to the NBA. Of course, they were together at U of M as well when Perry was an assistant for Steve Fisher. Rozier dumped it off to Jalen. And he hit it right on cue. like he had an earpiece to our truck. 14 for Jalen, 71-66.
Okay, Jack. Okay, Red.
Pistons 7 of 10 though, after a fine shooting first half. Stack on a clear floor with Miller. Rebound Reggie.
Well, Jerry Stackhouse has settled for the jumper numerous times. He's got the confidence going, but he probably needs to take it to the floor when they give him a whole side to isolate.
Rose called for it, steps in the line, missed it. Rebound to Mills. Mills left open, steps inside Smits. Crozier was there awaiting. Leitner almost walked. Kept that left big toe on the floor. Lindsay split the D, finds Leitner. Great feed. He was bumped. A late whistle on Smits.
That defensive sequence was all about Rick Smits. He got Terry Mills to change his mind, almost forced Leitner into a travel, and then finally put a hard bump on Leitner. A call that was nearly not made, Fred.
So Christian will look for points 11 and 12 off that sweet dish by Lindsey Hunter. Eric Montross will return. Mills sits down.
Once again, Montross will come in to try to use his 7-foot frame defensively against Rick Smits. And I think in order to do that, Fred, he's going to have to try to keep him a little bit farther from the basket than he normally sets up.
He did that a couple times in the first half, and Smith still scored.
Still scored because he was able to put the ball on the floor and improve his position.
Crozier stayed with it, missed it. Ball's tapped in though. So give Crozier the bucket. He's got 4. 73-68. Hunter against Jackson. Went the lefty way. Given the shot. Finger roll it a little bit too hard. Here comes Rose. Montross awaiting. Smits finally misses. Rebound over the back foul. Grant Hill. That'll be the 3rd foul on Grant. So an Indiana inbound. Pistons with their 14th foul. Pacers only have 1. So the trend continues where Detroit not getting to the line. Indiana has been. Miller off balance. Missed it. His frustration continues. You just have to wonder how long it can continue.
We kept saying that back in Indianapolis in November, and it lasted the entire game. You know, defensively, a player can get in your mind.
Grant had it blocked by Rose. He's barking at Tommy Nunes. Jackson faked the pass, then went to it. Rose the ball.
Well, you know what? At the beginning of the game in the open, we talked about how slowly and maybe in a subtle way, this is becoming more Jalen Rose's team. And you see where they're going for their offense now.
Grant up and under, missed it. Doesn't usually miss those. It just rolled off for him. Pacers down 3. Rose tries to tie. Offensive foul. It's on Smits. He moved on the screen. It's his 3rd. That's one way to quiet him. Foul him out.
Here you see Jackson getting inside. He'll kick it over to a wide open Rose. And it was Rose, as we said, 22 points per game over his last 9. He is quickly becoming their go-to guy, perhaps go-to guy A.
He takes more shots than anybody on this Indiana club. Grant Hill given the shot by Jalen. The pull-up. I mean, how many times Grant had him rattle out? And then Montross picks up a loose ball foul. So now the Pistons, after going 7 for 10 to begin this half, have missed 7 in a row. And Smits will go to the line. Grant still debating that non-call a moment ago. So we sort of harken back to what we had talked about in our telecast with Toronto last week. The Pistons get to the line more than any team in the league. They're on home court, yet the foul disparity is 22-14. Pistons have been whistled 22 times.
Well, Fred, you know what? I'm not seeing the Pistons attack the basket with any degree of consistency tonight. And in order to get yourself to the line, you've got to get into that paint area, make teams have to defend, and ultimately you draw fouls that way. Grant Hill, perhaps now, along with Stackhouse, have got to start putting the ball on the floor, getting inside.
And as big as Smits is, he really is not a shot rejector. You would think he would be at 7'4". Indiana cuts it to 1. Stackhouse was bumped. Long bomb, let's get hit. Another 3. He's got 18 points, 4 3 balls. He has been on fire. 76-72, Detroit by 4. Smits in deep. No double. It's a 2.
You know, it's tough. But for a moment, Montross had done a good job. He made him catch it about 12 feet from the basket, but then he allowed him to dribble it and get about 7 feet from the basket.
And then Eric Montross picks up his 4th foul, screening Reggie Miller.
Now Stackhouse, after he gets inside, he gives it over to Lindsey Hunter, who's able to elevate right in the face of the defense. But still, Detroit's a jump shooting team right now, and that could spell problems later on.
Step out by Montross. Good rotation by Layton. Picking up Smits. Miller. Still can't buy one. Stackhouse to the hole. Finger rolls. Stays with it. Dumps to Leitner. No whistle again. Alvin Gentry is livid. So is the crowd. Rose looked inside, threw it away. Here comes Lindsey. And they finally call a foul. I'm just telling you, there's been a lot of contact, and I don't want to sound like a homer, but there has been a lot of contact repeatedly tonight when the Pistons have taken the ball inside, and they are not getting some calls right now. You just got to hook them. It will even out, but Alvin is incensed. I don't blame him. Pistons lead by 2. We'll be back. A Friday is bright family night at the Palace for the Pistons host the Warriors. 4 tickets, 4 soft drinks, 2 t-shirts, and a large Domino's pizza for as low as $69. Order now. Sales reps are standing by. Lindsey Hunter continues his torrid shooting. This really is a 6-game stretch, and then add 2 more, making it 8. 20 points a game at 50% shooting. Inside toss intended for Stackhouse.
The big fella got a piece of it.
Look at Hunter with a steal. Couldn't save it. But he was so quick, it looked like a blur as he knocked it away from Miller.
You just can never relax when he's in the area, and I'm telling you, he is in Reggie Miller's head right now. Look at him right there in his face defensively. Will not let him put it on the floor.
Yeah, he hasn't given up his dribble. Miller got away with the off arm.
He sure did.
Crozier tees it up and scores right in front of Mike Mathis. He used the left arm, and Lindsey didn't flop. He's not that kind of defender.
He got the all-star preferential no call that time.
Pacers by 1. This is an 11-3 surge for Indiana. Grant zips the pass to Leitner, lays it in. Pistons have to fight through it right now. But you're right, Greg. They have to continue to attack the iron, and eventually they will get some calls.
You know, attacking gives them their movement. Because if they attack in the half court and make good decisions, they may have to kick it out, but somebody will get an open shot.
Smits the fall away. Montross forced him into a tough shot. Stacking a pull-up. Long rebound to Miller. He was tripped by Leitner. All right, a moment ago, watch Reggie Miller's off arm here against Hunter.
Oh, no, there's no question. He pushes him off to clear space right there. He deposits Lindsey and then kicks it out to Crozier, who knocks the shot down. But Lindsey Hunter has made it very tough, and Reggie Miller is a frustrated offensive player right now.
So Miller will step to the line where he's been almost automatic this year at 93%. That's second best in the NBA. And of course, career-wise, he's always been a great free thrower at 88%. So Leitner must take a seat on the bench with his 4th foul. And Miller to try to break the tie. 79-78. Travis Best off the bench. He'll defend Hunter. They clear the floor for Lindsey rather. Here comes Grant against Rose. Spinning, scoring.
Oh, he just muscled that up. And I think the Pistons would do wise to continue to get it to Hill in the post. That's one way of getting it inside, and you know he'll make a sound decision.
Back the other way, Crozier. Best with the launch. Rattles out to Detroit. Michael Curry banging Miller. He lost it. Rose came away with it. Crozier called for it. The tough catch. Got away with a step, but he still scored.
Well, Indiana starting to realize dividends from their defense. This is a tough team, Indiana.
Oh, yeah. A battle-tested club that's been to the Eastern Conference Finals for the last 6 years. Expectations are they'll be back. Grant was doubled. 8 on the shot clock. Michael Curry. The hard dive. Dumps it to Rose.
Again, attacking the basket. But if you get the floor spread and have ball movement, there may be some creases that you can take advantage of.
Miller finally gets one, and it's a 3. Putting Indiana up 2 after 3 quarters of play. That does not count, unfortunately. But it sure was pretty. Lindsey Hunter from half court. But after 3, the Pistons in a battle with Indiana. Early on, Grant Hill came out firing away. 3 for 3 to start the quarter, and the head coach from the Motor City loved it. But now his favorite team down 2. Indiana with an 84-82 lead after 3. Let's check out tonight's mobile speed pass of the game. Michael Curry a moment ago to the Junkyard Dog. And then Reggie Miller with .8 in the corner left. Finally got one to fall. Miller begins the 4th quarter just 2 for 7 shooting. Travis Best gave it up to Crozier. And he hits it. Crozier with a dozen.
Yeah, and Travis Best able to split the double team. Whenever you do that, you're going to have options because it's now 5 on 3. You split the double team and left 2 defenders in your wake.
Pacers by 5. Hunter the pull-up. Rebound off the hand of Jerome Williams. Pacers by 5 with the ball. They about rebounded Detroit by 9 tonight. Best again splitting the D.
And again with options.
3 more. 6 straight points for Indiana to come out of the 3rd quarter.
Fred, if you're going to double the ball handler, you cannot allow him to split you. And the Pistons have done that twice. And Best has made them pay to the tune of 6 points.
Jalen Rose says, let's hear it for the bench guys. Crozier and Perkins knocking down trays. Indiana by 8. The Pacers have scored 9 straight points, all on 3.
Pay attention here. Best is going to split the double team of Grant Hill and Jerome Williams. Now it's 5 on 3 basketball. He has options. He kicks it to Perkins, who knocks down the 3.
Grant Hill with a mid-lane jumper. 90-84. Give Grant 18.
Here they come with the same play. You're going to double him. You don't let him split. You contain. Better job. Better job.
Best to Perkins over Grant Hill. Clanked it. Detroit only down 6 here. Grant again. Rebound Perkins. So much smaller lineup out there for Larry Bird right now with Perkins, their tallest at 6'9". Here comes Best. Take the pass, then dumped it inside to Crozier, who was fouled from behind. Travis Best right now is breaking him down a little bit.
And he's doing it off the pick and roll. Detroit right now at a loss as to how to stop this. But Fred, you got 2 options basically. You're either going to slide through and let the player guarding the ball stay there, don't switch, or you switch it, or you double it. You got 3 ways to defend that. But you've got to be sure on which one you're going to do, and everybody's got to be on the same page. One guy can't think switch, and the other guy thinks double.
Crowley checks in for Curry. Crozier has one more coming. Looking for his 14th point. He averages almost 10 a game. And the one-time Providence Friar makes it 92-84. Mills wants it against Perkins. 7 to shoot. Terry facing and hitting. Mills with 6.
It's a good answer offensively, but defensively right now is where the Pistons are going to have to pick it up. They're going to have to do a better job of defending the pick and roll, and Best is giving them problems.
Best again says why not. That's the 4th time now he's been able to get into the paint. Roddy fouled him. Leitner returns.
Best is a penetrator. He's quick. He's got excellent ball handling skills. And he's a load right now for whomever's defending him.
Pistons with 13 fast break points, but somehow it seems like they need to get more than that.
Yeah, that's well down off their norm.
Best gave it up. Al Harrington, the one-time high schooler, misfire. Woefully.
He got a great look, though.
Sure did. Where Crozier hit his a moment ago. Leitner has Miller on him. Toss too deep. Miller a long 3. Terry Mills snatched it out of the air. Indiana, to their credit, has been dropping back defensively, not allowing breaks. Grant sizes up Harrington. Bolts inside. He was fouled.
Well, if he's going to be guarded by Harrington, a young, inexperienced player, you've got to take it to Grant Hill and get it to the hole, because he's going to get the benefit of any contact in that matchup.
So Grant for 2, trying to cut it to 4. Lots of time left here. Be at the Palace March 10th for Joe Dumars' retirement ceremony when they take on Vancouver, then celebrate the 10th anniversary of the Bad Boys' 2nd NBA crown. When Portland comes calling March 11th, go online or call for tickets. Grant gets them both. 92-88. But it's only the 3rd and 4th free throws for him tonight.
John Crotty needs to play Best without the ball right now and not allow him to get it. That's one way to stop him.
Crozier being shadowed by Leitner. Takes it inside. Harrington wasn't expecting it. 3 on the shot clock. Crozier knows it. Dumps to Reggie Miller and cut to the hole. Lindsey turned his head.
Yep.
Miller went to the iron.
Yep. Miller's smart. He's not going to stand there if he's not being defended. Made a good cut to the basket. A perfect pass by Crozier.
94-88. Backdoor cut. Lindsey says take that. And he was fouled. Blair says, I like that backdoor stuff.
Miller starting to shake himself loose now. Starting to lose Lindsey Hunter just a bit. Lindsey Hunter was standing, looking off ball. Miller made him pay.
Travis Best picked up his 2nd foul. But Miller still a quiet offensive player tonight, despite 14. Grant to the hole. Scores with a long arm.
Oh, the adjustment in midair to get by all of the defensive traffic.
Right now, Indiana no answer for Grant. 94-90. A playoff type of feeling to this ball game tonight. Crozier hits again.
Man, he's tough. He's showing me something.
He was a 12th pick of the 97 draft. He's got skills. Leitner backing Crozier down. The up and under, loses him, puts it up, and another late whistle, but Leitner will take it.
Watch as Grant Hill is able to get inside on Harrington and get by Perkins as well.
That was a great look from the above the rim cam. So Christian steps to the line for 2 more. He's 4 for 4 tonight. Pistons as a team still perfect, 12 for 12. A little bit of rim, but they'll take it. Leitner now has 16 points in the ball game. 96-92. Still 7:40 left to play. Grant Hill defending Crozier. And Grant picks up the foul. He was trying to front Crozier. And they felt he got a little too physical, so that's his 4th foul. Meanwhile, the starters rest for Larry Bird.
There's only one starter on the floor right now, and that's Jalen Rose. But you look at this team, and this team on the floor can play with any 5.
They're doing this without Dale Davis, keep in mind, ejected in the first quarter. Crozier fell back that time, out of bounds to Detroit. Leitner bothered him just enough that he had to recoil, and when he did, he was out of his rhythm. That's about as demonstrative as Larry Bird gets off the bench. The Indiana players would actually like to see him become even more involved and say more. Sometimes they're frustrated because he's such a great player. They want to hear more from him.
He says a lot by not saying much, in my opinion.
T. Mills got it for 3. Big bucket. Terry has 9, cuts it to 1.
It's as if Terry Mills standing over there in three-point land saying, G. Hill, whenever you need me, I'm here.
Best fell down, almost coughed it up. Toss in deep to Crozier. Tried to go baseline, dribbled it off his foot. This has been a game of surges, and right now the Pistons enjoying one. Enjoy T. Mills triple as he bagged that baby like he did against Miami with 6 of them a couple nights ago. 1-point game at the Palace. Pacers lead it. All right, let's check out tonight's Mercedes moment. Last April, these two conference foes battled it in some close ones. On the 5th, it came down to the wire, but Grant Hill's jumper was off the mark. Pacers took round 1. Then 4 days later at Indiana, Grant Hill made good, tying the game late, and Lindsey Hunter then secured the victory with this incredible last-second 3. Who will ever forget that one? Pistons taking round 2. Last year, though, Indiana lost 8 games by 2 points or less. This year, they've sort of reversed that trend. Grant lost it off the hand of Travis Best. 13 seconds to shoot. Sure, what Grant may have been cut on the leg.
Well, if he's got to leave because of blood and miss a few possessions, that could be critical for Detroit right now as they try to get themselves back into the lead here.
Mike Abdenauer will do his duty to make sure Grant stays on the floor. Here's tonight's game summary brought to you by Pontiac. Rick Smits has been very tough all night long, hasn't it, Greg? 12 for 16.
He's been stellar. But Grant Hill and Lindsey Hunter combining for 40 points there. Look at the free throws. Indiana, 25 attempts. They've knocked down 22. Detroit making the most of their 14 trips, huh?
So Grant is okay. Tamia doesn't have to worry about that one. It's the tumble in Chicago, I'm sure, where she came out of her sofa. Oh. Grant will attack the pull-up for the lead. Rebound slapped out nicely by Stackhouse. Another possession. Alvin Gentry almost near the timeline to make sure Grant gets the ball, and then Leitner was fouled.
That was a nice play. You had John Crotty giving it up to Grant Hill, and then Crotty was able to go over and set a nice screen on Leitner, who was cutting across the lane. Watch Crotty if you can. He's going to set the screen. You can't see him, but trust me, he set a really nice screen to get Leitner inside, and Leitner with a chance to give Detroit the lead here.
They're still perfect at the strike. Leitner's been a big part of it, 7 for 7. Give him 18. 97-96, Detroit by 1 as we near the halfway mark of the 4th. This has been a fun one to watch.
Got to be careful and wary of Jalen Rose now, because he's the guy with this lineup on the floor that they will start looking to for offensive production. Of course, Smits is about to check back in, and he has been a tough opponent for Detroit throughout the game.
Stackhouse picked up his 4th foul as they were indeed looking for Rose. Smith's back out there with 27. Guarded by Mills. Travis Best to the rack. Tough shot. He's got 4. 98-97 Pacers.
But he has had a bigger impact than just 4 points on this game and in this second half. Travis Best.
Screen and roll. Mills flared. Crozier flew by. Terry readjusts. Leitner slapped the rebound, but McKee has it. Usually Larry Bird goes with Travis Best in the 4th quarter as his point guard, even though Jackson starts. And he's out there right now. Stackhouse battles Rose for position. Jalen. Comes up short. Rebound to Grant. Again, Detroit looking for the lead. Ball knocked away from behind by McKee alertly. Rose and Crozier against 3 white shirts. Jalen with the offhand, put it down, counted. He'll look for a 3-point play. There's a basketball player's play.
Yes, Fred. He comes up big in the clutch, and has been doing it game in and game out now. Here's Rose. He gets the steal, and then decides, I'm going to take this 1-on-3. And finishes with his offhand, the right hand, and we'll get a 3-point chance here.
Well, that play by McKee, one of the oldest off the playground. You get beat on the dribble, and then you knock the ball away from behind. Rose looking for his 19th point. He averages 16.5 a game. But we showed you earlier the graphic over the previous 9, averaging 22 a night. 101-97 Indiana. 5 minutes to play. Hunter has some air. Rims out to Smits, and then Christian Leitner picks up a foul. And that'll be his 6th. He is done. And that really hurts on this night. He will retire with 18 points.
Well, Fred, here's something to ponder. After playing solid defense and keeping both Utah and Miami well under 100 points, Indiana's over 100 now with almost 5 minutes to go in this game. Detroit will probably have to outscore them to win. And by that I mean defensively they are having their problems. What they're going to need from this point on is for each guy to take it upon himself to not get beat with the ball. You cannot allow the defense to be broken down and give somebody an open shot, because as you look at the players on the floor for Indiana, they can all shoot it from the outside, especially if they're open. Everybody's got to stay honest defensively.
Problem is, when Indiana scores 100, they're 24-5. And now they have 103. They lead by 6. Smits has 29. Pistons have some work to do. 4:50 left.
Plenty of time, but now they're going to have to be solid on both ends of the floor.
Just not been able to get any runouts in this half. Grant goes to work inside 2 Pacers. Crozier got ball. Got some hustle too, out of bounds to Detroit with 7 seconds to shoot. For a team not known for shot blocking, they've had a bunch tonight.
Brett, the thing they do, they collapse to the ball well. I mean, here's Grant Hill negotiating inside. Here comes Crozier. He gets over there, provides defensive resistance, and then takes a nice dive to try to keep it in bounds. They're solid in their defensive concept, even though they're not a real intimidating shot blocking team.
Crozier is Larry Bird's Jerome Williams.
7 seconds on the shot clock.
Stackhouse came to the ball. Hops inside. A pass to Mills. He needs it. Rebound Stack. Back up and down. Jerry has 15.
That was a huge offensive rebound for Stackhouse. Now the Pistons must stay at home and not get beat off the dribble so they don't have to break down.
Spitz deflected by Mills. Piston basketball. Jerome needs to give it up. Being ball hawked by Rose. Still has it. Now has to shoot. They don't want that. He should have given it up earlier. 4-point game. Crozier against the junkyard dog. Backing him down. Crozier with 18. Under 4 to go. Stack working.
Nice.
Mills for 3.
He needs it.
Rebound Jackson's.
Right now, you've got an Indiana defensive team that is dictating to Detroit what they're going to do, the type of shot they're going to take, and it's not necessarily a high percentage shot that Detroit is taking right now.
Rose, 6'8" against 6'2" Lindsey Hunter. Smith's called for it. Rimmed it to Williams. Coming up on 3 minutes to play in the 4th. Hunter to the hole. Lays up it.
Still plenty of time. Oh, Grant Hill almost got a step.
He goes down hard. He's fine. Crozier left open as a result on 5-on-4. He missed it. Long rebound. Nobody White got it.
He got away with a crucial mistake.
Oh, and then Miller kills him with a 3.
Crozier's shot was totally ill-advised, but he got the second chance by getting the offensive rebound.
Stack to the hole. Over Smith. They're matching each other's intensity. Still a lot of time left. 108, 103.
You've got to be able to stop them defensively. Detroit needs stops.
Pass deflected. Stolen. 3-on-2 Detroit. Lindsey to Grant. Plays it in. And he's fouled.
Detroit got to stop. Not only did they get the stop, they scored off of it. Grant Hill's going to get a chance to pull the Pistons to within 2 points. Fred, they've got to have the defensive effort, and they've got to be able to sustain it. Plays like that down the.
Detroit Pistons basketball on Fox Sports Net is brought to you by Pontiac Driving Excitement and your local Pontiac dealers. By Sprite. Obey your thirst, Sprite. And by McDonald's. Did somebody say McDonald's? Lindsey Hunter a moment ago.
This to help keep the Pistons in it. Gets inside, and then Crozier, the shot he shouldn't have taken, but the offensive rebound he was fortunate to get, and now he gets it over to Miller. And Miller telling that sideline crowd over there that's giving him grief, keep it quiet, keep it quiet.
It's not Madison Square Garden. Spike Lee's not in the house.
You know, when you're shooting out of those corners, though, and you're on the road, you're going to hear it from the people sitting courtside.
That's the Pistons' first free throw miss.
It's no problem. It's just a one-possession game. Clock not a factor. Pistons need defense.
See if Indiana looks for Spitz. Rose, or Miller rather, screened Terry Mills, and as he tried to fight through it, he picks up the foul. The problem is it puts Miller at the line. We talked about his marksmanship. Both teams are in the penalty. So Miller will try to bump the lead to 5. A better second half for Miller. Still having trouble making consistent field goals. But the 3 a moment ago was humongous. Got them both. Pistons call a timeout. 1:58 to play. And a 5-point difference. So it'll be Detroit basketball when we come back. They trail 110-105 on home court. Stay tuned after the ball game for Fox Sports News. Red Wing highlights against the Dallas Stars. Michigan State will try to hang on to the Big Ten lead at Happy Valley. And the NBA Roundup, including the Raptors and the Knicks, all coming up after our game on Fox Sports News. Detroit to inbound the ball at the timeline. Down 5, just under 2 to play. It's been all Indiana primarily here in the 4th quarter. Mills screens. Gets it back.
Boy, Indiana really outplaying the passing lanes, making the simplest pass tough.
Grant tripped. Out of bounds, 4 to shoot.
Another situation, Fred, where they all collapsed inside, and they make it very tough for the initial penetrator to finish at the basket.
Plenty of time here to get a dribble or two for a shot. Look at the Pacers on D, though. Lindsay tries to attack, forces. Had to with the shot clock. Long rebound to Detroit, though. So they get the ball back at least. Grant attacks McKee. Rebound Rose.
Grant wanted to go to the basket. Smith came over. Grant Hill had to stop and elevate for the jump shot again. I think Indiana's defense has done a fine job of dictating to the Pistons offense in this quarter.
Miller coming off screens. That's his one. Reggie Miller with 18.
I guess that's why he's an all-star, Fred. You know, remember when the season started, it looked like Miller was going to have an off year. Took him a while to get going, but he worked himself into another all-star year, and now he's worked himself into a pivotal contributor in this fourth quarter.
This is Reggie Miller's signature shot coming off the screen.
And he comes off wide open. Lindsey Hunter trailing, but not there on the catch. And with Reggie Miller, you got to be there on the catch, or he can burn you.
Lindsey was saying before the game that Miller does that better than anybody, and Allen Houston has learned how to do it, where he just does a little hesitation coming off the baseline screen. Remember how Vinnie Johnson used to do that too, ready to shoot. And Miller bagged it to make it 112-105. Stay with the Pistons on Fox Sports Net for the next two. Friday against Golden State, Sunday against Chicago. Then on the 29th, it's next Tuesday at Indiana. Get a rematch between these two clubs. And then we begin the month of March on Fox Sports Net. And I'm sure the Pistons will be thinking payback against the Utah Jazz.
Well, once again, Fred, you know, the Pistons, no real secret as to what they must do and what they must be able to maintain to win games. They have got to be able to stop people. They've got to be able to play better defense. They did it and had a great chance to win at Houston. They did it again and beat Miami, but did not have an answer for this very talented and deep Indiana team here today. Now, that's not saying they can't come back and win with 108, but now they're probably going to have to get a little bit of cooperation from the Pacers.
Now they're going to have to get off some quicker shots here. They can't afford to take as much time as they did last time. And I'm sure Indiana will be thinking, hey, let's force them to use up some clock. Pacers 9 for 17 tonight. One of the top shooting teams outside the arc all season long at 38%. Stackhouse goes at Rose, finger rolls and scores. That's quick enough. 112-107.
Probably can try to play defense here without fouling.
Just a two-possession game.
But they must be able to get a stop here.
Stack's got to be careful with the hand usage against Jackson. Indiana burning clock. Miller off his heels, hit another. Crunch time, Reggie Miller delivers. He's got 20.
That's where you decide to play your D, not foul, but you had better stop them. Pistons didn't, so you lose time off the clock and also give up 2 more points.
Alvin Gentry felt that Lindsey Hunter was fouled as he tried to fight through the screen, but he hasn't gotten many calls tonight. His team is down by 7, 43 left. Detroit down 7 with the basketball, but 43.2 to play. Here's tonight's McDonald's player of the game, Rick Smits. Some terrific numbers, 29 points. He's only missed 5 shots all night long, 9 rebounds. He's been a handful all night long.
Yeah, he got it started, but Miller time is finishing it. Hitting some serious shots. Keep the Pistons at bay.
So suddenly, Miller's 6 for 12 for the ball game when he started so poorly. And you can't fault Lindsey Hunter. He's been chasing him, but Miller's made big shots here. 3 of them down the stretch. Stack again, takes the bomb. Rose was knocked down by Stackhouse. That'll put Jalen at the free throw line with 39 seconds to go.
I didn't say I'm moving screen. Screen him out of bounds.
Oh, some disappointment for the Pistons. They knew this was going to be a tough stretch to start this 11 of 13 at home with Miami and Indiana back-to-back. But the Pacers tonight showing why they're the beasts of the East. At a 2.5 game lead atop the conference to start tonight's play. How do you think this Pacer team stacks up with other recent teams that have gotten to the Eastern Conference Finals for the last 6 years?
I think this Pacer team is as good as any they've had. I mean, you know, they don't have Antonio Davis. He's in Toronto, but they're still a very deep team. And keep in mind, they come in here and they're going to beat the Pistons on this floor. And they lost Dale Davis early in the game. He was ejected.
Yeah, it makes this victory even more impressive without their main warrior inside. Pacer basketball. Indiana will go to 36 and 17. And they've struggled on the road this year. That's been their Achilles heel, if you will. 12 and 15 to start tonight's play on the road. But there are only 3 winning teams with road records on the plus side in the NBA. And they're all out west. So it's been difficult. Pistons have lost 9 in a row on the road.
Greg, consider how tough it is out west in the Pacific Division. You've got the Lakers, you've got Portland, and you've got Phoenix. Those 3 teams combined right now have won 24 straight basketball games.
And Seattle's the only other lone team out there with the Lakers and Portland with a winning road record. So it tells you how stacked up they are out there with outstanding teams. Rose makes it 117-107. Jalen perhaps in his best game back in his hometown. Stack was stripped out of bounds with 17 to shoot. And Jerry Stack has only been to the line 1 time, so I'm sure he'll feel like venting some frustration after the game, but knowing him, he'll bite his tongue. T-Mills hits it. It's a 2. 117-109. And they're, of course, forced to foul, putting Rose back at the line.
The defense was not there tonight. And when you think about it, Indiana came in. They started the game going with Rick Smits. He scored, and he scored quickly. And he scored in bunches. When they tried to double and they left people open on the perimeter, the people outside hit shots. So they had a tonic for whatever the Pistons tried the entire game.
So some glum looks as they get ready now for the Golden State Warriors on Friday. And then Chicago on Sunday. 2 of the worst teams in the league coming to town, so those are must-gets. Rose makes it 118-109. Friday will try. Williams follows it in. 118-111. Jerome at least gets 10 points. And that will finish it. Well, Indiana gets even, Greg, for the Thanksgiving night massacre, if you will. The Pistons put on in the second half, and they get even 1-1 in the season series.
They were very impressive. As we said earlier, they lost Dale Davis, a starter, but it didn't matter. They had a very hot shooting Rick Smits, and it took Reggie Miller a little time to get going, but he finished up the game, Fred, with 23 points and certainly hit some big shots down the stretch as the Pistons were trying to get back and over the top.
So the Pistons fall below the 500 mark again at 26-27, getting ready for these games that we mentioned against the Warriors and the Bulls. So Indiana showing some moxie, showing that they're a veteran club that can win games in crunch time, sort of playing the way Larry Bird played as a player. A quiet confidence. They've been there, done that, and they plan to finally try to get to the NBA Finals. Our next telecast will be against the Golden State Warriors. Coverage begins with a pregame show beginning at 7:30. Now from my partner Greg Kelster and for our Fox Sports Nick crew, I'm Fred McLeod saying so long for the Palace of Auburn Hills. Once again, our final score, the Pacers 118, the Pistons 111. Indiana with 36 fourth quarter points to win this one on the road. You've been watching Pistons basketball on Fox Sports Net. Stay tuned now. The gang in LA will take over all the college and pro hoop highlights of the night. That's up next. We'll see you Friday night from Auburn Hills.